Welcome back to the channel. I am very happy to see you. As most of you know, I got into a pretty bad accident which left me unable to work. But I got some exciting news for you guys. I am finally and officially back, and I will be uploading every single week. So be sure you hit that notification bell and stay tuned. If you'd like to see everyday updates, check out my Instagram right there. But anyways, today we will be finishing the Kx250 shifter cart. For those of you that are new, I built this one-of-one Kx250 mid-engine drag shifter cart. It's what got my channel from 7,000 all the way to 40,000 subscribers. So we're trying to get this shifter cart perfect. So originally I was just gonna install a thicker axle and upgrade to hydraulic brakes, but I ended up getting carried away and I pretty much redesigned the whole shifter cart. We redesigned the rear end, we redesigned the front end, we added ackerman, we fabricated some high-tech seat mounts, we upgraded our cooling system, we installed floor pans. So much stuff in this video, guys, so be sure you stay tuned, but let's get right into it. Here's our original setup. We've got a 1-inch axle with a single mechanical brake. With the speeds I plan on going, I just don't think that's gonna be really safe. So Go Power Sports, our channel sponsor, was like, I got you, fam. They sent over a 1¼ inch axle. It's actually hollow inside. We've got 2 lightweight disc brakes. We've got our hydraulic brakes and our master cylinder. We have these nice billet hubs. I am very excited to install these parts, but we're gonna have to redo the rear end a little bit. Here's our new axle hanger, and as you can see, it is much bigger. So we're gonna have to cut this section off and redo it. And then we should be able to weld the new axle on, so stay tuned. Camera trick. So we cut this section off and we got everything nice and smooth. Let's go ahead and put this axle together and get it ready to weld. Wow, that looks so much better. So the previous gearing was 1222. We are now going to 1523. This should really open it up to around 80 miles per hour. We're not really looking for top speed, just all around acceleration. Guys, I think we got it perfect. I'm really happy with that. This puts the wheelbase at 4 feet and 10 inches. Thought I'd add that little red touch. So we got our caliper mounts done and they turn out perfect. So guys, I just made a big purchase. My first tube bender. This is from JD Squared. It's fully American made, meticulously machined. Right out of the box, I was able to achieve this bend. Pretty simple, nothing to it. I'll go ahead and leave a link in the description for this bender. They're not paying me to say this. I'm just really happy with their product and their service. So I'll have a link in the description. Definitely go stop by, give them a visit. You guys will see this thing in every upcoming video. It's really going to help step up my fabrication game, help me build lighter and stronger chassis. We built this pretty neat stand for it. Got it bolted onto the concrete. But guys, I'm excited to use this. Not really going to use it much for the shifter cart, but for our future projects, so stay tuned for that, guys. But let's get back to work. So we're actually going to delete this pipe right here. It's non-structural. Put a piece of sheet metal here and then weld our pedals onto it. These pedals are kind of janky, so we're going to go with some different ones. The steering design is a little bit flawed. I kind of rushed a little bit. The way it turned out is our feet kind of rest right on these tie rods, and it's really hard to push the brake. Sometimes I end up missing. There's basically not enough feet room. So what we're going to do, we're actually going to cut these tie rod ends off. So we're going to run our tie rods through there. It's going to be pretty much infinitely adjustable. It's going to steer much better, and it's going to give me more feet room, so I'll never miss that brake pedal. So yeah. So we got our fiberglass piece. So here are our new spindle tabs. What I like about these is they're very thick and they're also offset. We're actually gonna have to shorten these up about like that so they can clear our frame. But yeah, this is gonna be much better. So unfortunately these are not gonna work for my application. We're gonna get limited steering travel, and we want to get as much steering travel as possible for drifting. We still want a little bit of ackerman, so I'm going to go ahead and cut my own ones out that will have some ackerman. With the magic of editing, here you go. So we got our steering tabs cut out. We have 3 slots, negative, neutral, and positive. I'll explain that later, but I'm going to go ahead and test fit these on and make sure everything clears and then weld them on. So I listened to your feedback, guys. We've made our steering a lot better. So if we hold this spindle at 90 degrees and we draw a line from the spindle bolt to tie rod hole, you can see right there we have almost neutral ackerman, and then we have the perfect amount of positive ackerman, and then we have a slight amount of negative. So meet the new cat. He actually has different colored eyes. That's very cool. Very playful, so be prepared to see him in a few videos. So I'm very happy with how the steering turned out and how the ackerman is. We have a total of 9 settings combined. We still have a few micro adjustments to do, but we're waiting for a different bearing, one that's actually smaller in size so we can clear our master cylinder. But yeah guys, it's looking very good. So let's move on to finishing the radiator, finishing the seat mounts, the pedals, and the third axle support, and then we'll probably be done. Yeah, this is going to be a pretty tricky part because my helmet is pretty much going to cover this entire radiator. This is the second day of mounting the radiator. Here are the top mounts. I really like how they look. Now there's a washer in between the flanges, so I can put a rubber washer in there. We can also put shims in between the flanges to align it just in case it's a little bit off. But this stuff doesn't have to be perfect. It's non-structural. It's strictly for the cooling system. So we got that piece cut out and we cleaned up this area. It was pretty hard getting in there, but we got it. So we're gonna go ahead and weld our third axle support somewhere right there. So let's get to it. Let her rip. So we've got our seat standoffs made and they look fantastic. Basically this is 1-inch tube and this is 1-inch pipe. So the 1-inch pipe will actually slide over the 1-inch tube. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this in half like that and weld it onto the seat standoffs. And then we're going to clamp it on the frame like this with some special clamps. It's actually a very simple and clever piece of engineering I learned on the internet. So we got 2 out of 4 standoffs finished. and they just go on like that. Now I know what you guys are thinking, hose clamps, isn't that kind of sketchy? Well, this is actually the perfect solution because it can allow side to side adjustability and also up and down. They're not fully tightened yet, but there will be 8 of these holding the seat in. Believe it or not, actually drag cars use hose clamps to hold their engines down. I mean, they're much bigger hose clamps, but still, that's kind of crazy. You know, these hose clamps are really simple. You know, sometimes simplicity is king. So obviously we'll have 4 seat standoffs and 8 hose clamps in total. So if you take my weight, 135 pounds, divide that by 8, then you can see that's really not that much load on each one of these hose clamps. And the load will just be pushing straight down. It won't be pulling, which if it was pulling, then that'd be a whole different story. I'm really excited to test it out and see what you guys think. But yeah, let's go ahead and get the other standoffs figured out. So I'll catch you then. Decided to weld an extra bar where my butt goes, just in case, because this thing is pretty low. Well guys, we got the seat mounted and it's currently nighttime. This took a very long time, pretty much the whole day. It's one of those times when I can pat myself on the back and say, Vasily, good job. But check this out. So here are our front standoffs. You see, there's 2 right there. They turned out mint. We got our 2 rear standoffs. And we welded this bar right here. Because, you know, stuff happens and I'd rather be protected than not protected. Check this out. This thing is really stiff. I didn't know hose clamps could be this strong, guys. So I guess we found a very unique way of using hose clamps. But let's go ahead and move on to the next part of the build. So we got our secondary radiator mounts done. We'll have the option of adjusting the radiator. So let's go ahead and get these welded on. So thank you guys for watching up to this point. So of course, big thanks to GoPowersports.com, JD Squared, and ElectronFuelSystems.com. Be sure to check out all the links in the description. The only thing we have left to do is brakes, pedals, and floorboards. And then we'll be completely stripping this thing down, sanding it, and getting it ready for paint. Now the paint job I have in mind isn't going to be no ordinary paint job. It's going to be pretty sick, guys, so stay tuned. The finale will premiere in 2 weeks. But I also have some very sick episodes in between, finishing the buggy, the CR500, all that kind of stuff. Hit that like button, it helps more than you guys think, and consider subscribing if you are new. But I'll have to see you in the next video. Stay tuned, and God bless. So guys, we got 42 Fab over here. He's checking out my shifter cart.
Whole different kind of Fab, but this is, I wanted to see this one in person, so I had to come by and see it.
Yeah, he's all the way from Oklahoma City, right?
About 800, 900 miles. That's not too far.
Dang, so I'll leave a link in the description. Check him out. For those of you wondering about my leg, it is actually healing way faster than I thought. At the time of this video, I've already been walking for around 1.5 months. Each day gets better, but I still limp a little bit, and I still can't really run or jump, but that's subject to change. Thank you for all your positive and supportive comments, guys. Really do appreciate it. My life's been like a roller coaster these past few months. But yeah, that's just a quick little update.